Today, we embark on a journey into the intriguing realm of political philosophy guided by the profound insights of Niccolo Machiavelli. As a key figure of the Renaissance, Machiavelli's thoughts have left an indelible mark on the way we perceive power, leadership, and ethics. Let's begin with a brief glimpse into the life of Niccolo Machiavelli. Born in 1469 in Florence, Italy, Machiavelli witnessed the tumultuous political landscape of his time. His experiences as a diplomat and politician fueled his reflections on governance, eventually leading to the creation of some of the most influential works in political philosophy. To understand Machiavelli's ideas fully, it's crucial to grasp the historical context in which he lived. The Renaissance, marked by cultural revival and political upheaval, set the stage for Machiavelli to contemplate the nature of power and the intricacies of political maneuvering. Machiavelli's major contributions come in the form of two seminal works, The Prince and Discourses on Livy. In these texts, he delves into the intricacies of political power, the nature of rulership, and the ethical considerations that accompany the pursuit and maintenance of authority. As we proceed, keep in mind that our exploration of Machiavelli's philosophy is not merely a historical exercise. It's an opportunity to glean insights that remain relevant in our contemporary world. Shall we dive into the heart of Machiavelli's key concepts? In Machiavelli's magnum opus, The Prince, he grapples with the central theme of political power. Unlike many of his contemporaries, Machiavelli approached power pragmatically, divorced from idealistic notions of rulership. He posited that a ruler's primary concern should be the acquisition and maintenance of power, emphasizing the practical aspects of leadership. Machiavelli's The Prince begins with a stark acknowledgement that all states, all powers that have held and hold rule over men have been and are either republics or principalities. Here, he draws a fundamental distinction between republics and principalities, setting the stage for an exploration of the dynamics of different forms of governance. One of the most provocative aspects of Machiavelli's philosophy is his stance on ethics. He famously asserted that the ends justify the means, suggesting that a ruler must be willing to employ any means necessary to achieve and maintain power. This consequentialist approach challenges conventional moral norms. Machiavelli's pragmatic view on ethics is encapsulated in his advice that in the actions of all men, and especially of princes, where there is no impartial arbiter, one must consider the final result. This emphasis on the final result underscores the utilitarian nature of Machiavellian ethics, where the consequences of actions take precedence over the moral character of those actions. Machiavelli's realism extends beyond power and ethics to the realm of political strategy. He argued that a ruler should be adaptable and pragmatic, basing decisions on an objective assessment of the situation rather than adherence to abstract principles. Machiavelli's realism is evident in his advice that the prince must consider how to avoid those things which will make him hated or contemptible. This pragmatic counsel underscores the importance of cultivating a positive image, not for its own sake, but as a strategic necessity for effective rule. As we delve deeper into Machiavelli's key concepts, it's essential to reflect on how these ideas challenge the prevailing norms of his time and continue to provoke thought and discussion in our own era. How might these principles resonate with our understanding of leadership and power dynamics today? Let's explore further. Analyzing excerpts from The Prince and Discourses on Livy. Now that we have outlined Machiavelli's key concepts, let's dive into the primary texts themselves. The Prince and Discourses on Livy offer profound insights into Machiavelli's political philosophy. In The Prince, Machiavelli advises rulers on the art of acquiring and maintaining power. His discussion on whether it is better for a prince to be loved or feared provides a nuanced perspective on leadership. He contends that it is difficult to combine both qualities and, if forced to choose, it is safer for a ruler to be feared. From Discourses on Livy, we glean a deeper understanding of Machiavelli's thoughts on republics and the dynamics of political institutions. Machiavelli's examination of historical examples and his emphasis on the importance of virtue, a concept encompassing strength, skill, and virtuous leadership, sheds light on his views of effective governance. Machiavelli's exploration of virtue and fortune is central to understanding his approach to leadership. Virtue, in Machiavellian terms, goes beyond moral goodness. It involves strength, cunning, and the ability to adapt to circumstances. Fortune, on the other hand, represents the unpredictable external factors that can influence political success or failure. Machiavelli famously stated, "The prince must be a fox to recognize traps, and a lion to frighten wolves." This metaphorical expression encapsulates the essence of virtue, the ability to be both cunning and formidable. Additionally, Machiavelli's reflections on fortune prompt us to consider the role of chance and external factors in political life. The cornerstone of Machiavelli's advice to rulers is the delicate balance between being loved and feared. He contends that while it is ideal to be both, circumstances may necessitate prioritizing one over the other. Machiavelli provocatively argues, it is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. This statement invites us to contemplate the dynamics of power and authority. Machiavelli recognizes the challenges of maintaining both love and fear, but underscores the importance of avoiding contempt, as it can lead to a ruler's downfall. As we engage with Machiavelli's primary works, let's reflect on how his ideas challenge conventional notions of leadership and governance. How might his insights into virtue, fortune, and the delicate balance between fear and love inform our understanding of effective leadership in various contexts? Let's continue our exploration, discussing the impact of Machiavelli's ideas on subsequent political philosophers. Machiavelli's philosophy has reverberated through the corridors of intellectual history, shaping the thoughts of subsequent political thinkers. It is essential to explore how his ideas influenced the development of political thought in the centuries that followed. Machiavelli's impact on political philosophy is evident in the works of thinkers like Thomas Hobbes and John Locke. Hobbes, for instance, echoed Machiavelli's realist view of human nature and the need for a strong central authority. Locke, while diverging on many points, engaged with Machiavelli's ideas on the state and the role of the ruler. Consider the case of Cesare Borgia, a contemporary of Machiavelli. Borgia's political strategies, marked by cunning and ruthlessness, align closely with Machiavellian principles. His life and actions serve as a historical illustration of how Machiavellian strategies were employed to navigate the complex political landscape of Renaissance Italy. As we trace the influence of Machiavelli through the corridors of time, it becomes evident that his ideas not only sparked intellectual debates but also found practical application in the actions of leaders. How might Machiavelli's philosophy continue to resonate in contemporary politics? Let's explore this further. Application of Machiavellian principles in everyday life. In a professional context, a leader must navigate the delicate balance between being authoritative and approachable. Machiavelli's advice on being a fox and a lion can be translated into the need for adaptability and assertiveness. How does a leader effectively manage a team, command respect, and yet remain open to collaboration and feedback? Beyond the professional sphere, Machiavellian principles can also offer insights into personal relationships. Consider how an understanding of power dynamics and influence, as advocated by Machiavelli, might shape our interactions with others. Decision-making, weighing ethical considerations and practical outcomes. Machiavelli's consequentialist approach to ethics challenges us to consider the practical outcomes of our decisions. This is particularly relevant when faced with dilemmas that require a careful balance between ethical considerations and pragmatic outcomes. In decision-making, Machiavelli's philosophy encourages us to weigh the consequences of our actions. How do we navigate situations where ethical principles may clash with practical considerations? Machiavelli's emphasis on the final result prompts us to critically assess the outcomes of our decisions in various aspects of life. As we explore these everyday applications of Machiavellian principles, it's essential to engage in thoughtful reflection. How can an understanding of these concepts enhance our effectiveness as leaders, collaborators, and decision-makers in the multifaceted tapestry of our lives? Let's delve into specific case studies and examples to further illuminate these principles. Consider the political maneuvering during the rise of empires or the negotiation of treaties. How do Machiavellian principles manifest in the actions of leaders such as Otto von Bismarck or Franklin D. Roosevelt? By examining these historical instances, we gain insights into the practical application of Machiavellian strategies in the pursuit and consolidation of power. Moving closer to our contemporary era, let's analyze the actions of modern political figures through a Machiavellian lens. This exercise allows us to assess whether Machiavellian strategies persist in shaping political landscapes today. Consider leaders who have faced complex geopolitical challenges. How do figures like Vladimir Putin or Angela Merkel exemplify or deviate from Machiavellian principles? By scrutinizing their decisions and political strategies, we can discern the enduring relevance of Machiavellian thought in contemporary politics. To bring Machiavellian principles into sharper focus, let's engage in an interactive discussion. Presenting hypothetical scenarios, we can encourage students to apply Machiavellian strategies, fostering critical thinking and a deeper grasp of the complexities involved. Imagine a leader facing a crisis that demands swift and decisive action. How might Machiavellian principles guide their response? By encouraging students to step into the shoes of decision-makers, we invite them to grapple with the pragmatic considerations and ethical dilemmas inherent in applying Machiavellian strategies. As we dissect historical events and scrutinize contemporary political figures, it becomes evident that Machiavelli's ideas continue to resonate and shape the course of political history. How do these case studies inform our understanding of Machiavellian philosophy, and what implications might they hold for leaders in the present and future? Let's now turn our attention to critiques and controversies surrounding Machiavelli's philosophy. Encouraging critical thinking. While Machiavelli's ideas offer valuable insights, it's essential to foster critical thinking among students. Encourage them to question and evaluate the limitations and potential pitfalls of Machiavellian philosophy. In our exploration of Machiavellian principles, it's crucial to maintain a critical stance. How might an exclusive focus on power and pragmatism neglect important aspects of governance, such as justice and the well-being of citizens? By encouraging critical thinking, we equip students to engage with Machiavellian philosophy in a nuanced and reflective manner. As we navigate the critiques and controversies surrounding Machiavelli's philosophy, it's imperative to recognize that intellectual discourse thrives on diversity of thought and perspectives. By engaging with these critiques, we deepen our understanding of Machiavellian philosophy and its implications for contemporary political thought. Summarizing in key points, today we've immersed ourselves in the intricate world of Machiavelli's political philosophy. From the pragmatic pursuit of power to the ethical dilemmas that arise, we've traversed a landscape that challenges conventional norms and invites us to rethink the nature of leadership and governance. His ideas are both timeless and provocative, sparking intellectual curiosity that extends beyond the confines of this lecture. Machiavelli's philosophy is a rich tapestry that merits continued exploration. Whether you delve into The Prince for its insights into political strategy or discourses on Livy for its reflections on republics, the world Machiavelli presents is one that invites ongoing reflection and dialogue. I now open the floor for any questions, reflections, or discussions you may have. Machiavelli's philosophy is a fertile ground for intellectual exchange, and your insights contribute to the dynamic discourse surrounding his ideas. Your thoughts, questions, and perspectives are vital to our collective understanding. Let's engage in a dialogue that transcends this lecture, fostering a continued exploration of Machiavelli's philosophy in the realms of politics, ethics, and human nature. And with that, I thank you for your attentive participation in today's exploration of the philosophy of Niccolo Machiavelli.